is the 9-seeded Iowa Hawkeyes versus the 4-seeded Nebraska Cornhuskers in the Sweet 16. The winner of this game goes to the Elite Eight and also wins the season series between the Hawkeyes and the Cornhuskers.
It's going to be an interesting clash of styles. Nebraska likes to play a more faster type of style. Sort of like a little bit of what Hoy ball is. I think, but with I think a little bit better player.
And defense.
And they actually play defense on this one. So this is what Iowa State would have been if they could have played defense. Iowa, obviously, we talked about how they like to play like a slower type of ball and like calculated risk on offense and being efficient.
It carries over from the days of it's been McCullum ball. Like it's very calculated, and it's Bennett Starts, who's obviously going to be the main guy. Like it's the Iowa Hawkeyes team is their Bennett Starts and role players. The role players have stepped up for Iowa, and I mean they were like on paper they were really outmatched against Florida. Like you had like what some people labeled as a bunch of D2 guys going up against the best front court in all of college basketball, and Iowa didn't just meet Florida in terms of like being physical down low. They exceeded them in some way, shape, or form because they were getting in there and they really kept it close and they forced Florida to really make dumb mistakes. And ultimately, Iowa was able to win that with the role players stepping up. Tavion Banks really stepped up that day. Cooper Koch had some really good threes, and then Alvaro Fulgaris obviously had that shot that's going to forever live in Hawkeye men's basketball lore to knock out Florida. So, those guys, they're going to be feeling great. And, I mean, Iowa, Nebraska, who would have thought 2 years ago that these two would be meeting in the Sweet 16? And winner goes to over under on how many cases of Busch Light is going to be consumed in the city of Houston and the surrounding area. I'm smashing the over. And so does Nebraska. Yeah. Like, I don't think Houston really will ever understand the full impact of bringing Iowa fans and two fan bases from the Midwest and Busch Light. And I mean, this game is literally 2.5 miles away from the campus of the University of Houston. So there's no excuse for the Houston Cougar fans to not show up to this team and buy up those tickets, if you ask me.
Exactly.
So I feel like looking at this here, the path is wide open for Houston to go to the Final Four with after Iowa knocked out Florida. The winner of Illinois-Houston, they're looking at that Iowa-Nebraska game, and they're both licking their chops at whoever comes out of that game.
That's for sure. And then lastly, with the last game we're going to cover is Michigan-Alabama. Alabama playing a breakneck type of pace that loves to just run, go, and score. They can't guard anyone, but they love to score. If they're not stopped, they definitely could be Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, looking at that, just the thing is, I feel like this matches up well for Michigan. I feel like Michigan's matched up well against Alabama because Michigan I think Michigan was one of those teams that they can really meet Alabama and not give them those 3-point looks. So, and that will be the first game of Chicago. So that'll be on TBS and True TV